What's up, everybody? Trader Bryce here today. No camera, it died on me. So you're gonna miss my goofy introduction, I guess. We're just gonna dig right into it. So first of all, guys, if you like these small cap recaps, please drop a thumbs up. It means a lot just getting to see, how many people are getting value out of this. And kind of pushes me to keep doing it. So anyways, just looking over the SPY today, down about 1%, still pretty much in a pretty normal range. You know what I mean? Given this bounce, was bound to have a red day. It's been green for like 4 days straight, 5 days straight, even if ever so slightly. So it's in a decent range right now. Hopefully it doesn't fall off a cliff again, but anything's possible. Just again, look at the broader market there. I then want to go into DWalk, which had a nice little day today. I didn't trade it at all. But this is one to keep an eye on because Elon Musk ended that Twitter deal. For those of you who didn't know, and so DWalk, obviously being a social media company, I think a lot of those social media companies, those media-based companies, there's some penny stocks as well. I think they have potential to make some moves. I doubt it will be some huge sector momentum run, but it is something I'd keep an eye on because for example, PHUN ran with DWalk, which I can't remember. There were others that ran with it too, but yeah, they're definitely ones that I'd like to keep. Just keep an eye on. So DWalk, fun, stuff like that, just because of that Twitter deal. I don't think it's massive news, like big enough to spark anything crazy, but we'll see. Okay, now let's get into today's actual, top percent gainers. PLRX, a really nice move. So I was live trading this one and unfortunately had to stop out. But closing yesterday around $9, it hit a high of almost $24 today in after hours. But gapped up to 16 and just straight up ripped, trapping all shorts in the process. Unfortunately, there were a couple factors here that I think played into this not turning into a true black swan trade where it's going up to 50 or 100. And the first one of those being the float. This was a low float, but this wasn't in the realm of almost micro float. You know what I mean? This wasn't a 5 million, even 8 to 9 to maybe 10 million float stock. This is a 22 million float company. And so it just didn't get enough volume to match the float rotation, meaning it wasn't trading hundreds of millions of shares today. Which is good. I don't like the ones that trade hundreds of millions of shares. I like the 5 to 10 million floats that rotate 50 to 80 million shares. That's what I like. And this was just higher. It closed today at, let's see, how many shares did it trade? What's that? 38 million. That's great, but it's like 1.5 times float rotation. Now this could set up for a really nice multi-day move. It could, most certainly could. So right here is where it should have worked, right in this particular area. And you're like, Bryce, why do you know it should have worked exactly right there? You can't predict it. No, you can't. But this was a very similar intraday setup to SPI from about 2 years ago now. Very, very similar in terms of this action, this extremely tight consolidation, this fake breakdown to reclaim over this high. This singular candle did ruin the black swan potential of it, in my opinion, again, which comes from a number of factors, starting with the float, then going down into the IO. The institutional ownership was also too high. There's just too much selling into these wicks. Now that being said, I ended up taking a loss on it right here, pretty gnarly loss. I was the literal bottom at 1780. Where was it? Right low, 1779. Okay, I was a penny above. Congratulations. I did end up rebuying it off this perk in the 1820s, adding on one of these dips right in here at 1940. And then I ended up selling into the 20 push just because the high IO, the higher float. I got the nice trap on it there. They had that trap out, but I didn't want one candle to just take away all my gains that I made on it. So I think I lost it overall like $400 on this one after that trade. KSPN did save the day for me. Well, ish, not really. I say save the day. Took me from Actually, it was a mix of this PLRX trade and this KSPN trade that put me to a more reasonable red day. I finished the day down about $3,700. I was down closer to $7,000 at one point. And I'll get into the trade that did a lot of that. Between PLRX and TBLT was the one. But this KSPN here, I took 1,500 shares at this trend break, ended up selling into the high sixes. I think 690 was my best sell with 420 shares. You get it? Bryce, you're so funny. Ha ha ha. So this is a really nice trade though. And then it just got really choppy into close. So it was what it was. VLCN was on watch all day for me, but just nothing really ever happened with it. So not a whole lot to talk about there. Could end up doing more given that it was a day one runner on no news. We'll see if it could have like a fun day two, which I think it could have a fun day two tomorrow. Floats in the right area. TBLT, I sized up pretty big on this morning in this area, in this consolidation. And I had about 15,000 shares. I took an initial loss on it right here and then took another loss on it on this breakdown. The reason that I took this with size was because the momentum from PLRX, the momentum that was being shown there was enough to make me size up on a very low float day one gapper. Again, very similar to PLRX in the sense that it was a day one gapper, strong, good news. And unfortunately, just nothing happened with it. And so I was sized up and I took a big loss and I accepted that. I knew what I was sizing into and it was kind of calculated risk. I was going to hold this for for a bigger move here. My plan was to hold this into a, basically I wanted to hold this into like a $6 push. It is so beaten down. Right, so beaten down at least through $4. I wanted to have that core in the 250s. This is still something I'm watching. Extremely micro float, seemingly decent news, but I mean, like realistically, I'm not like a fundamental guy. But their market cap is 5.5 million, and they did in quarter two 3.6 million in sales. Now they could be losing money. I haven't dug into the fundamentals. But the reason I'm saying that is because micro float, someone seems to be accumulating size. And now I also don't know how real any of this action is. I haven't seen, but if it is, and we're down from 40, I'll do a little bit more research. This could be a pretty crazy mover. So I will be keeping an eye on it. I will continue to take big losses on it, assuming that it sets up correctly. That's kind of the only scenario though where I'm going to be taking size on it is if the multi-day setup really strong, the news is still good, etc., etc. So that's all I really have for today. Again, I finished the day down about $3,700. I'm fine with it. I sized up most of that. I lost $3,500 of that on TBLT. So I'm fine with it. It basically would have been a scratch day had I not taken the sizing up on TBLT. And again, just given the PLRX momentum, the KSPN, which hadn't happened yet, turns out KSPN was the one that really got the momentum building. So, but I will be keeping an eye on TBLT in the future, or moving forward. I won't stress that enough. So I like it though. I like the look a lot. Anyways, guys, I am gonna dip on out of here. I'm gonna go play some basketball, and I gotta run to the bank. So. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if these help you, if you get anything out of them, I know you can't see my face right now, but I'm begging down on my knees. I'm kidding, I'm not. To be honest, do whatever you want, but it is just nice to get some inspiration. You know, when I see you guys being helped, when I see that you guys are getting something from this, even just a like or a comment, they really do mean a lot. And obviously, guys, make sure you're subscribed. We put out this content every single week, Monday, Wednesday, and normally Friday. I try to when I can. So make sure you're subscribed and have those post notifications on. And I will see you guys back here on Wednesday for Wednesday's small cap recap. Until then, trade well and trade safe, my friends. Peace out. We hope you guys enjoyed that last video. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of the StocksTrade community. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but we can't do it without your help. So if you enjoy what we're putting out and want to hear more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.